Hi there, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. On the pages today, we'll take a look at how each of us can prevent mosquito-borne diseases by searching for and destroying mosquito breeding sites. Plus backyard gardening and how you can protect your crops from being damaged by insects. Later, training and career opportunities in the maritime sector. Sit back and relax for these and more informative features in the half hour.
Violence against women and girls is a human problem, not just a woman's problem. It's a problem for men too. Gender violence takes many forms, including sexual assault, domestic violence, relationship abuse, sexual harassment, and sexual abuse of children. The magnitude of ongoing violence against women and children in our country is cause for alarm. We can end the violence. It requires all of us to end the violence. I call on all our men and women in Jamaica to take a stand. And men, especially, must get involved in this movement to create a better world for their daughters, their mothers, their sisters, their aunts, their uncles, their fathers, their sons, and for themselves. Let's protect and reassure. Let's unite to end gender violence.
The Aedes aegypti and the Anopheles mosquitoes are two main species of mosquitoes present in our geography that are responsible for transmitting diseases among humans. We've seen the challenges they pose and are all obliged to protect our own health and that of others around us by getting rid of these disease-transmitting mosquitoes. Learn how to do that in this next feature.
We're looking for any container or anything which can hold water. It doesn't need a lot of water for that mosquito to deposit its eggs. Very shallow quantity of water they can deposit in it.
The rain has fallen and this has collected water. And if it is allowed to sit in the environment for a couple of days, the Aedes aegypti will breed on it. This is a plastic over a pail and the water is on the plastic. This is a beautiful breeding site for the Aedes aegypti mosquito. We have a similar one right here. There's water on the top of this container and the Aedes aegypti mosquito will breed in it. Once the water begins to evaporate and she has a space to lay her eggs, she will lay her eggs and this will then become a breeding site. Turn it. We do appreciate that roof gutters are very necessary in some areas that do not have pipe water, so it helps to collect the rainwater when it comes. However, if these roof drains become blocked by trash or other things, then it makes the water stagnant and it becomes a major breeding site for the Aedes aegypti mosquito. So it's important if you have these roof gutters that you keep them clear, that the water is able to run. Even among your plants, we have plants that are, because of how the leaves overlap each other, they are able to collect water. And Aedes aegypti loves to breed in those environments. We suggest that persons do. If you think you love these plants and you want them, put them in pots. So when they do collect water, you're able to pick up the pots, drain them out and put them down. Because as it is right now, it's very difficult for us to get rid of the water and they will just continue to be in the environment as breeding sites.
This is a tire which has been discarded, but it's just in the backyard. And what we have now is apparently rainwater has now settled inside there, and we have it breeding. The Aedes are back to the breeding inside here. It can be used as an enclosure for your plants, like a potted plant situation. So what we'll show you now is how we can have it filled with dirt that will ensure that when rain does fall, mosquito will not breed in it.
There's also a method of stacking the tires so that they will not collect water. We advise the tire shop owners to, for each tire that they get, to punch a hole in each of the tires. Once that is done, they can stock them in this plaiting form. So they have one row going in a particular direction, and then another set going in the opposite direction, and they will continue with this. What this does, it allows the water to be directed towards where the hole is bored. So even if the rain comes and water goes in, the water will not settle but go out. We know that most churches have what is called a baptismal pool. And we have found baptismal pools to be a major breeding site for the Aedes aegypti mosquito. So what is it that churches should do? We recommend that all baptismal pools be covered properly so that the mosquito will not have access to it for breeding. Sometimes the pools are shaped very funny, and so it's very difficult to cover. In those instances, we ask persons to empty the pool at least once per week. And after emptying the pool, we ask that you scrub the sides to ensure that you have dislodged all the eggs. So we saw many sites that were breeding the Aedes aegypti mosquito today. And we saw that these sites were found in and around our homes, business places. And if we do not deal with these breeding sites, they are going to continue to be there, posing a risk for the transmission of diseases because they are breeding the Aedes aegypti the mosquito. So you must take action to rid your environment of those sites. So what is it that we're asking you to do? We want you to make this a habit. Once a week, search for and destroy the breeding sites of the Aedes aegypti mosquito.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
In our attempt to grow some of the food we eat in our own backyard and save on the grocery bill, we might find ourselves battling with a pesky challenge. If you are one such person, this next feature is for you. How to protect your backyard gardens from insects is next.
There are many common pests that invade our gardens, such as sucking insects, which suck the fruit as they grow or suck the sap from the stems and leaves. Other types bore holes in the leaves. There are also slugs and snails, nematodes which live in the soil and attack the roots of the plants, and some birds which become nuisances when vegetables get to a mature stage. By preparing the land prior to sowing and spacing your plants so that they are not crowded or shaded, pests won't have the conditions or environment they need to take hold. You may consider integrated pest management (IPM) as an approach to gardening. This method incorporates the use of current comprehensive information on the life cycles of pests and their interaction with the environment. This information, in combination with available pest control methods, is used to manage pest damage by the most economical means and with the least possible hazard to people, property, and the environment. Another key element of IPM is learning to know your insect friends. There are 3 types of insects that are beneficial to home gardeners: parasitoids, which search for pests and lay eggs on or inside them; predators, which catch and eat pests and their eggs; and pathogens, which are bacteria that cause pests to become sick. So, if you see wasps, ladybugs, and spiders in your garden, don't fret, be glad. They are on your side. They are the good guys. And there are certain plants that keep those pesky pests away. The smell of chives and escallion, for instance, is unpleasant for many insects. So by planting these flowers in between your other crops, you can repel those pests.
There's so much that's done to ensure our gardens are pest-free, but sometimes these pests find access points. Master Gardener Rashida Linton will be showing us how to make homemade remedies to combat pests. Alright, how does it go now?
You know, carry on.
Yeah.
For persons who have a little garden at home, instead of going out to purchase those chemicals, you can actually make your own.
Okay.
What you need garlic, onion, pepper, liquid soap, neem leaves, and water, along with your strainer and the containers. Now, what we're going to do, you're going to chop all the items, the onions, the garlic, the pepper.
Okay.
Chop them finely or blend it in your blender. You're going to add 1 tablespoon of liquid soap to that amount. Pour a little water and allow it to seep overnight.
Okay.
That is all. Then you're going to add this mixture to 1 gallon of water to spray your plants. But remember, only soft-bodied insects such as aphids, whiteflies, or snow scales you should use the homemade pesticides for. When you're spraying, ensure to spray the underside as well as the top side of the leaf. So this is just one homemade remedy.
Okay.
A second one, just simple soap water. What you need to do, you can also add 1 tablespoon of liquid soap to a gallon of water.
Okay.
Shake it, put it in your spray bottle and spray your plants. Or after washing, the same wash soap, as long as there's no bleach in the soap, you can use it to pour onto your plants. So it's very simple. Next, what we can do, these are called neem. Neem, N-E-E-M, neem.
Okay.
So you're going to take the neem leaves, pour it into your container, add a little water, allow this to seep overnight.
Okay.
Then you're going to use your strainer, strain it into your container, then add that mixture to a gallon of water and spray your plants as well.
Okay, simple stuff.
They're very simple.
Master Gardener Linton, is there a particular time that you actually spray the plants though?
Yes, since it's organic,
Yeah.
we prefer you to spray early in the morning when the wind is relatively low.
Okay, early morning.
Early.
Alright, simple stuff.
There are a few other pest control tips and homemade things you can use. Ashes, which can be sprinkled onto the soil to deter slugs and snails. Eggshells, which when crushed and circled around your plant, deter slugs and snails from feasting. These slimy creatures don't like to cross over the sharpness of crushed eggshells. If you don't want to save up all your eggshells, there's another alternative: bear. Yes, bear. Apparently, snails love the sweet, sour and yeasty smell of bear. All you need is a large plastic bottle about 12 inches high. Cut the container in two, about 1/4 inch from the top, so that the container is at least 8 inches deep. Dig a hole in the center of your raised bed and set in the container so that the sides are level with the top of the soil. Then, fill the container halfway with bear and leave it. The slugs and snail will be drawn to the bear, drop in, and they won't be able to climb out. They'll drown, but at least they'll drown happy.
By being pest-wise, you'll soon have a lush garden with fruits and vegetables ready for you to pick and eat. But you must remember to pick them at the right time, because if they stay too long, they'll decay. And if you pick them when they're too young, their post-harvest life will be limited.
Excess moisture will cause your crop to decay, so avoid reaping when there is heavy dew and in the rain. If you wash them to get rid of any soil, make sure you dry them thoroughly before putting them away. Refrigeration will help vegetables to last longer as well, but some fruits and vegetables like tomatoes should not be refrigerated. Most root crops like garlic can last for some time outside of the refrigerator. Avoid putting any of your fruits and veggies in plastic bags in the fridge. They need to stay as ventilated as possible. The best way to maximize the quality and nutrition of the vegetables you grow is to cook and eat them as soon as possible after picking.
Food is of utmost importance because it provides the body with nutrients. These nutrients are necessary because they help with the repair, growth, maintenance, and development of our bodies.
So you see, having a backyard garden is a sure way of ensuring you eat properly grown food, save money, and reduce food wastage. Backyard living, not bad at all.
Longing for flexible work hours? Well, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security is ready to give you just that through its new flexi-time arrangement. This means both you and your employer can arrange the traditional 40-hour work week in a way that best suits your needs and that of the organization to which you are employed. So expect a shorter work week, more family or business time, more jobs through part-time work opportunities, reduced traffic during peak hours, improved customer service due to varied opening hours, reduced absenteeism, and much more. So come on, balance work, balance life with flexi-time.
Owning or operating one's own business is a significant goal for many persons, but equally being highly educated and trained to be a commanding figure in the job market is important for persons to be in a position to live a good quality of life. The Caribbean Maritime Institute has been providing the avenues for young people to achieve those goals within the maritime sector. Take a look.
Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you, Bermuda, Bahama, come.
It's a very vibrant market right now.
Career Talk has emphasized this reality before, but it bears repeating. The maritime industry offers up a wealth of opportunities for employment options.
I chose it because I really like it. I tried other schools before, and to be very honest, they weren't as exciting. The thrill wasn't there. So I ended up doing this.
Today we zone in on some of the more common onboard ship jobs that are available and what you need to know to get started. If you're just starting out in the maritime industry, this is the bottom rung on the ladder.
That's one of the lowest ranks on board merchant marine vessels, and they deal with mainly deck work. It's from the deck department, and they have no sea time and are in charge of roles such as watchkeeping, keeping a gangway watch, chipping and painting the deck, and basic ship maintenance.
But there is ample opportunity to work your way up.
You can move all the way to captain if you are good enough. And as an OS, you earn anywhere between $800 US per month up to $1,500 US per month, depending on the vessel you're on and what company you're working with.
And FYI, there is no specific training or certification needed for this.
No, just basic training to go on board, like life-saving techniques as they're practicing behind me right now, and similar courses, basic first aid.
The able-bodied seaman, AB, is just a step above ordinary and isn't exactly an indication of your physical condition, although just about every job on board a ship calls for being in good shape.
He does the same thing an OS would do, except he is certified and he would have had more experience and sea time. He gets more pay, of course, so he gets anywhere between $1,500 US to $1,000 to $2,000 US per month.
The junior engineer is at the lowest level of the engineering department but performs critical tasks nonetheless.
When you finish your training at the Maritime Institute or any other institute worldwide, and then you start your navigation, you have no sea time, but you like to become an officer. You have to first work as an apprentice engineer. In this position, you typically earn, well, $1,500 to $3,000, depending on the vessel and the company you're working with.
And then there's the licensed engineer.
His job is ensuring the operation of the entire engine room of the vessel. He is the equivalent of the captain for the engine department. So he runs the engine department of the vessel. So the chief officer is the right hand of the captain. So the captain has overall responsibility of the vessel. The chief officer is in charge of the deck department. The chief officer is in charge of the bosun, all the navigational officers, and everyone else that works on the deck. He gives them the daily roster of duties, yes. He's in charge of the navigation of the ship and its safety.
Now, think about a crew of men and women of whatever size working on a ship for months. What would happen if they are not fed often and well? Ship owners know that is not a scenario you want played out, which is why they hire stewards.
That is the chief cook on board the vessel. He's in charge of preparing all the meals. He would have a team at times, depending on the size of the vessel. He would normally have a mess man or maybe 2 mess men, depending on the size of that vessel. His earning potential is anywhere between $2,000 to $4,000.
Remember, whichever maritime job you do seek out, there are some constants.
It comes with a high level of discipline. It comes with commitment.
Maritime jobs are hard to find, or they can be if you don't know where to look. So we have a few tips.
There are many different ways to get a job. Just like myself, you can be walking down the beach and bump into somebody and be at the right place in the right time and get very lucky. Other people know somebody already in the industry who gives them a word-of-mouth referral. Those are both very common ways into the industry.
First, start at the port. Most ports have a management team that takes care of scheduling and other port-related tasks. These will be the first people who hear about job openings, and they might even maintain a job board. So get out of the house and get hunting. You could also use the internet. Large shipping corporations don't often advertise jobs. They may just post openings on their websites or not at all. Do a search for keywords like fishing or shipping to see what corporations are near you and check their sites. Or even try calling human resource to see if any jobs are available. A must for this industry: network. Get to know major players in the industry and the ordinary workmen who will be a fountain of information about job vacancies, and build relationships so that even if a job is not at hand now, when one comes on shore, you'll be the first one called. And finally, think about land jobs. Remember, there is a whole sector of jobs for people in the shipping industry that requires work on land instead of actually on a ship. You can consider jobs at ports, in maritime education, and more. Good luck.
On the board this week, the Escarpment Road New Testament Church of God invites the public to its Thanksgiving service of Zero Murders in Augusttown 2016. This will be held on Sunday, January 22 at the church, Augusttown, starting at 10 a.m. This event seeks to celebrate peace in Augusttown, inspire Jamaica to strive for substantial reduction in crime, give thanks for zero murders in the community in 2016, and mark the achievement and ceremonial activities. The Ministry of Justice Mobile Unit has been making scheduled visits to a number of communities across the island to provide its services. Residents in communities in the following parishes are asked to look out on the following days for this opportunity. Tuesday, January 24, Flanker, St. James. Thursday, January 26, Waterhouse, Kingston and St. Andrew. Friday, January 27, Tredegar Park, St. Catherine. And Tuesday, January 31, Russia, Westmoreland. The deadline for visual artists hoping to enter the 2017 Jamaica Cultural Development Commission National Visual Arts Competition is Friday, January 27. The competition is open to youth 6 to 18 years old and adults 19 years and over. Entries are invited in various categories including ceramics, painting, fiber arts, photography, sculpture, assemblage, video art and works on paper. Entry forms, rules and other details are available online at www.jcdc.gov.jm, at the JCDC head office 325 Phoenix Avenue, Kingston 10, and all JCDC parish offices island-wide. Entries from Kingston and St. Andrew should be submitted to Shop 28 Kingston Mall, Orange Street, Kingston, Monday to Friday 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. and entries from all other parishes should be taken to the respective JCDC parish offices. And that's all for our community notices today. Send us your events for broadcast on the JIS Community Notice Board. Call 922-868-022 or send an email to cbishop@jis.gov.jm. Up next, our news of the week.
Hi there, I'm Simone Wolf with your JIS News of the Week. Government has received over $910 million in grant funding from the European Union to reduce poverty and improve living conditions in sugar-dependent areas.
The disbursement further aids the government's mission to reduce the economic and the social disparities of our rural areas by creating sustainable productivity increases to hundreds of people moving out of poverty.
The Senate has joined the House of Representatives in passing legislation to move Jamaica one step closer to establishing an international financial services center.
Bills are geared at modernizing our partnership laws, at providing a more sophisticated slate of investment vehicles, together with the regulation and transparency needed to encourage and attract international business activity.
National Security Minister Robert Montego has announced that government is to acquire a surveillance aircraft as part of a raft of new measures to strengthen the country's border protection system. Earlier in the week, the National Security Minister revealed that police officers in the corporate area would soon be able to ride free of charge on Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC buses. The law enforcement personnel will benefit from the service for approximately 1 year in the first instance, resulting from a partnership between the Ministries of National Security and Transport.
And it is only going to affect those in Kingston and Spanish Town for the first phase.
The Ministry of Justice has rolled out a legal aid mobile unit designed to offer services to people most in need of a criminal lawyer. It will also provide restorative justice, mediation, and victim support services.
But let the word go out that every community in Jamaica can now call the legal aid and book this bus to visit their community and provide legal aid service to their citizens.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton this week revealed that government will be exploring the possible expansion of services offered by the National Chest Hospital in Kingston. It includes a proposal to create an isolation area for cases deemed serious health risks.
Given the way the global health situation is and the fact that diseases move around the globe, we are always at risk, and therefore we have to prepare ourselves for that, and this facility does lend itself to developing such a facility.
Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information Floyd Green says a more suitable temporary location has been identified for wards of the state from the Clifton Boys Home in Darliston, Westmoreland. The 28 boys were displaced after their home was destroyed by fire on January 15. Minister Green says the outpouring of support for the home and the boys from both local and overseas partners has been tremendous. And finally, Foreign Affairs Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith says the CARICOM Review Commission is to submit its report to the government by mid-February.
As you know, the report attracted keen interest across the region and therefore required expanded consultations. It was important that the Commission implemented rigorous analysis of the findings from the consultation.
She says the deadline for the committee to submit its recommendations has been extended from August 31 to September 30. And those were some of the stories making news this week. I'm Simone Wolf.
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
And that brings us to the end of today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Join us again tomorrow. Until then, you can click online at jis.gov.jm and our YouTube channel to watch more and get the latest government information. Also, follow us on our Twitter and Facebook and download our Google app from the Google Play Store and stay informed. I'm Adrian Atkinson, reminding you to take care of your good health and make every day a productive one.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.